Good afternoon, and welcome to the Saturday. If you're looking for excitement, action, or maybe a little comedy mixed in for fun, Channel 6 has it all on the Saturday 1 o'clock movie.
Welcome to Championship Wrestling 85. I'm Gordon Sola, your host. With me are Sweet Brown Sugar and Buddy Colt. We'll be talking more to them in just a couple of moments. Right now, though, we do have a match in progress in the ring. Scott McGhee moving out against Rocky King. One fall with a 10-minute limit, and this match well underway. It's Scott McGhee in the black trunks. Rocky King squaring off. King caught with a good hip toss by Scott McGhee. Scott McGhee with a good low center of gravity, Buddy, and he is a dangerous adversary.
Well, he certainly is. Of course, Scott McGhee is a former Florida heavyweight wrestling champion, so this is a very good test for Rocky King. Rocky King has been holding his own quite well with Scott McGhee. You see right here the easy way to break out of this hold is put a leg on the rope, which calls for a just a break there. Have to get up and back, start back over. They're circling each other, having a lot of respect for one another. Very good break on the, or block on the part of Rocky King, but all to no avail.
Back leg trip by Scott McGhee takes King back to the canvas. As I said, of course, Sweet Brown Sugar is with us. Sugar, this man King looks like he's got a lot of promise.
Gordon, I would like to take the time out now to say a special hello to all the friends in Florida and all my friends in Nassau. You're right, Rocky King has definite potential. You know, Gordon, I've been in Florida a long time. I've seen a lot of wrestlers come and go, especially young ones. Rocky King has the disadvantage in terms of experience, and Scott McGhee, a very fine wrestler coming from a wrestling family. But in time, I do see some promise in Rocky. Maybe as the match goes along, I can see even more promise, and the people will too.
Side headlock now by Scott McGhee as he has King down to the canvas, and referee Del Alfonso checking those shoulders regularly. King managing to keep that right shoulder off. As long as he does, he stays in a predicament, but he is he could be pinned here. No, sir, got the shoulder off once again.
Well, you notice how Scott McGhee right there has his full body weight on the upper torso of Rocky King. All that weight just forces Rocky King to have to breathe harder, use up that valuable energy. See right here, there's a ride with Scott McGhee on top of him. Once again, keeping that weight there. Trying for a quarter Nelson here, trying to roll him over, turn him over, because he's got to get him on his back for a pinfall. Rocky King just fighting, and well, there's the shoulders down momentarily, but not quite enough for a pin. Coming back up in a front face lock, Rocky King forcing him back into the ropes, which calls for a break.
And it is indeed a good clean break. Rocky King backing away. King has excellent muscular definition and conformation. And I would think Scott McGhee caught him with a good shoulder smash coming off the ropes. Hip toss by King. And that's the one thing that Scott McGhee's going to have to watch for is overconfidence.
That's what Rocky King needs to really look for, is to be a speed demon. And that's the only way to overcome a guy like Scott. But you can see he just got him, Gordon.
Hooked him and pinned him very, very nicely. And so the victory in this first match goes to Scott McGhee, and a good display of sportsmanship there by both Scott McGhee and Rocky King. Well, Buddy, a lot of action upcoming, including tonight.
That's right. Tonight in Sarasota, and Ric Flair, the world's heavyweight champion, will be there defending his title. Now, tomorrow, there is a Super Bowl spectacular in Orlando, starting at 2 o'clock. That's right, at 2 o'clock in Orlando at the Eddie Graham Sports Palace. That way, you can go to the wrestling matches, see your favorite wrestlers in action, and still be back home in time for the Super Bowl. Also, this coming week, there's matches in Ocala, also Fort Pierce. And one other thing, Gordon, I'd like to remind some of the wrestling fans that had a hard time getting your book that is now on sale at all bookstores throughout Florida, and it's quite an interesting book.
Well, thank you very much, Buddy. Yeah, anybody who does want a copy of that, it's available to bookstores. If they don't have it, it can be ordered through Dodd Mead, and of course we'll have it at some of the selected arenas around the state too. Sweet Brown Sugar has joined us, and Sugar, as we said a moment ago, I think this young fellow Rocky King shows great promise.
I think he shows a hell of a lot of promise, Gordon. I think he's courageous. Of course, Scott He was giving up a lot of disadvantages in terms of experience, and experience is the #1 thing in professional wrestling. But I guarantee you, one day, somewhere down the road, if you're not careful, you could see a shade of Sweet Brown Sugar come out in a guy like Rocky King.
All right, fair warning by Sweet Brown Sugar. I'd say also we're going to be seeing the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair in action today in a match a little bit later on in the program. Also, of course, we will be talking to the Boss Man. We'll also a special Take 5 with the fabulous Freebirds and a special interview with Terry Gordy. The Boss Man did arrive at Tampa International Airport not too terribly long ago, and we have a videotape of his arrival at the airport, not quite in the style, apparently, that the Boss Man is accustomed to. Let's go now, then, by videotape to Tampa International Airport and the arrival of the Boss Man.
He got it all. Hey, dog, give me a cigarette, man. You got a cigarette on your hand, you know? I left him at the house. Hey, that's Hey, somebody got Mr. White, y'all. Yeah. Boss man's gonna be back on that leash. He's gonna be shining up, man. You know, we got to go in hot style. You talk about the boss, man. You talk about big cash, man. He's gonna be coming here with the smoke, man. All you people out there getting ready to go. I'm saying on the train. I'm saying, you know what? Beverly Hills, man. Beverly Hills, you know. We was just there last night, man. No secret. You know, the boss man got so much money. He let us go in and everywhere that we want to go. Yeah. And I love it. You know, just walk away. Oh, yeah. He was the boss man. Boss man was not saying that. But ain't the right plane, man. That's maybe the boss man. Great road, all right. What's going on, Rick? What's up, Rick, baby? I never died. All right. How you doing, man? All right. What y'all doing riding that plane, man? What you happened to the list? I was going to ask you guys, boss man, we got some problems. Boss man is hot. What? Boss man's hot. What? Hey! Wait a minute. Let me out of this. Come on, boss man. What you doing? What in the heck you doing in that plane? What happened to that little jet? Come here, boss man. Oh, no. I want to know what's going on. I'm sick and tired. What did you do to my jet? You took the plane out. You took the jet out. And because you didn't put the hours down, they took it to the shop for them. Boss, you don't understand. Mama don't like me arriving like this. This man here thinks he's Sky King or something. Boss man. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look at it. I'm not supposed to be riding the things like this. What do you think this is? Boss, TV, baby. We got the cameras out here. This makes it all the work. That's it for you. Get in the limousine. You get in the limousine. That's it. No, I ain't having this. Calm down. You get the camera. Cut the camera. The missing link. Get out of here. Keep in the plane. Keep him in the plane. Stay in the plane. Don't come out. You get the camera out of here. We'll be at the TV station in a few minutes, Gordon Soley. I know you're responsible for this, Gordon Soley. That's it.
Well, we'll be hearing more from the Boss Man a little bit later on. He is here and will be arriving here at the program at some later time, so be watching for that. And we'll be back with more action right after we pause for these words. Championship Wrestling returns to Fort Lauderdale in the Sunrise Musical Theater this coming Wednesday night, January 23rd. Now, Wednesday night, January 30th, Championship Wrestling does return to Miami Beach in the Miami Beach Convention Center. That's Wednesday night the 30th. A great night of wrestling competition. A steel cage match, Hacksaw Butch Reed returns, and a host of other favorites. So make your plans to attend the Convention Center on the 30th. Now then, this coming Wednesday night in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Musical Theater, in a six-man Texas Tornado match with all six men in the ring at the same time, it'll be Dirty Dutch Mantell and the Freebirds Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts against Crusher Khrushchev, Big Jim Neidhart, and the Saint. In an I Quit match, it will be Mr. B, Brian Blair, against Jesse Barr. Sweet Brown Sugar and Pistol Pez Whatley take on the Pretty Young Things. There will be three other matches, including Scott McGhee going up against Ravishing Rick Rude. Pistol Pez, Whatley, and Sweet Brown Sugar are with me. Gentlemen, the boss man will be there that night.
And we looking forward to it. But you know what the main thing is? We got to wrestle none other than the PYT. They call themselves the pretty one young things. Well, I'm going to tell you, when you get into that squared circle, baby, it ain't pretty how pretty you are. It ain't what else you are. It ain't even the boss man. It's whether you can get down nasty. And I'm going to tell you what, you looking at the nastiest one to be on the get down. And when you get in there, you're going to find out the sweet man, me and Sugar, takes care of business every day.
I know that's right. I just got a little brief message from Mr. Pringle. Pringle. Can you imagine having a last name like Pringle? Well, let me tell you something, you little kinky, dingy, little something other you. You look like a pencil pusher that's never had to do anything in your life but eat off your mama's table. But when you come to Sunshine's musical theater in Fort Lauderdale, you gonna eat off my table. And I ain't feeding nothing but you know what and bubble gum, and I'm fresh out of gum.
Dutch Mantell with Shoe Baby getting set to go against the Red Raider. One fall with a 10-minute time limit. And wherever Mantell goes, Shoe Baby goes with him, that 10-foot bullwhip. And brother, he is most effective with it when he uses it. All right, square up, collar and elbow. Dutch Mantell getting a side headlock, going to a hip lock takedown. Keeps the side headlock on the Red Raider. Off the ropes, Mantell catches him, a good shoulder smash coming off. Mantell moves inside, hip lock, and an arm drag hip lock takedown. Off the ropes once again, Mantell with another shoulder smash. Mantell has been steadily out front since the very outset of this match, buddy.
Well, you know, one thing that really makes Dutch Mantell such a dangerous adversary in the ring is that he has such an uncanny knowledge of wrestling. You can look at his wrestling ability, always right there with every move. But then if his opponent wants to start using the cheap underhanded tricks, I don't think there's a street fighter around that is any better with the brawling tactics than Dutch Mantell. This man is just double tough, double mean. He will go any style you want. Right here you see him really hanging on to that side headlock, just wearing down the Red Raider. That could have been a mistake on the part of the Red Raider. He wants to go to Fifth City. Dutch is right there with him.
No question about that. Mantell goes into a vertical suplex, has the Red Raider back to the canvas once again. Mantell off the ropes, down across the chest muscles. Mantell gets the 3 count. Dutch Mantell gets the 3 count on the Red Raider in short order. Goes over to the corner now to collect his hat and Shoe Baby. I want to, if I can, for just a moment, talk to the former Florida heavyweight champion, Jesse Barr. And he has joined us here at the desk. Mr. Barr.
Yeah, you know, Gordon, I have a few things to say. Since Jesse Barr came to the state of Florida, I've taken over everything, you know. I became the Florida heavyweight champion, and now the whole Florida state wrestlers, promoters, and everything are trying to keep my belt from me, you know. Everybody's been coming down here in teams or in dynasties, and everybody's got somebody else. You know, Jesse Barr's got friends too, you know. You know, I got Flair, that's one of my greatest friends, but he can't be here all the time because he has to defend his world title all over the world. But let me tell you about a man here that has asked me to help him come in here because there's somebody that he wants. And I'll show you this man. Do you know this man here? Wild Bill Irwin.
I do indeed. You might want to show the people.
So should have myself. Take a good look at this man right here. You see this? He said he wants to settle an old score with Dutch Mantell. Dutch Mantell calls himself the master of the bullwhip. Well, this guy here is the king. Let me tell you that. And when he comes out here with his bullwhip, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to kick that Dutch Mantell's butt all over the state of Florida.
Well, just a second.
Hey, I heard you, buddy. You mentioned my name. You talking about me? I figured you're talking about me, Barr. You talk to my face. Don't talk behind my face.
See this right here?
I see it. What about it, huh?
Giving you fair warning.
Get out of my face, Barr.
Gentlemen, not here at the desk,
Come out
please.
here talking to me, buddy.
I'm just giving you fair
Well,
warning.
you give me fair warning. I don't need none of your lip.
Your danger number.
Yeah, okay, my day's numbered. Okay. I
morning, Barr. That's all I need, buddy. And I'll handle you later, Barr. Who's this guy looking for me? Wild Bill Irwin. That's fine with me, baby. Because I like people to look for me because I am not hard to find, Jack.
Well, that is a natural fact. He is not hard to find, and when and if Mr. Irwin decides to come here, Dutch Mantell will be waiting for him, that's for sure. We'll be right back.
You've been traded, Rolade, for acid and gas. Your performance is not up to tempo.
Sorry, but you're fired, Malox. You don't work hard enough. I'm switching to tempo.
Our relationship is over, Tom. I found someone better. Tempo.
For better relief from acid and gas, people everywhere are switching to Tempo. Its soft form holds 75% more acid-relieving medicine than Rolaids. And soft Tempo dissolves fast. Switch to better relief. Switch to soft Tempo.
I'm glad I found you.
They are the most awesome secret fighting force in the world. Masters of the martial arts and modern destruction. The Ninja Mission. When it all hits the fan, these are the guys you call. The Ninja Mission. It delivers. From New Line Cinema, rated R.
Now playing.
This is your last chance to buy a new Volvo up to $5,000 off. No gimmicks, no hidden costs. This is Gold Coast Volvo, with 37 new 84 Volvos that must be sold up to $5,000 off. But the sale ends Saturday at 5, so make your move now. Plus, fantastic savings on pre-owned Volvos and other makes, too. Remember, up to $5,000 off at Gold Coast Volvo, 940 South Federal Highway, US 1, Pompano.
It comes like a surprise, just a bit of your eyes. Hi. You'll find love, baby song.
Nothing feels as good as love.
Of the leading monthly relief products, you know how many are formulated to relieve the three problems so many of us have? Only one, Pamprin. So for real relief from cramps, water gain, and simple monthly tension, get Pamprin.
Waiting for the arrival of two of the Freebirds, Michael Hayes and his brother, Buddy Roberts. And then coming very soon, we're going to have their partner, the other Freebird, Bam Bam Gordy Perry will be here. Well, here comes the ostentatious Michael Hayes and his partner, Buddy Roberts. Very good to have you here. We were just mentioning that your other brother.
That's right. You know, we're real excited about it, buddy. There's a whole lot of things going on, and a whole lot of things are going to come to an end. And basically what we're talking about is them Russians. You know, they've been busting on my head a little bit. That's okay. It ain't the first time it happened, and I'm sure it won't be the last. But there is one thing I'm pretty sure is going to be the last. I believe they've just about had their last time around here. Because you know what's coming up, buddy. There's a cage match coming up. And in that cage match, it ain't bragging, it's a fact. We're the baddest when it comes down. And it's going to come down on you. And once one of them loses, they're going to be out of here. And it doesn't matter to me where it happens, baby.
We'll have to agree with you there. Cage matches are very dangerous, as always. Someone has to get hurt in a cage match. There's no running, no hiding.
Well, let me tell you what. The reason I came here is to get Russians and send them out of the state of Florida. And we got Bam Bam coming. Hey, it's going to be Bam Bam. And I'll tell you what, we're going to be finished with these Russians once they get in the cage. Hey, that's our type of match. Hey, we're bad street, right?
Hey, if anybody don't know who Jerry Gordy is, he's 285 pounds of walking, talking, romping, stomping graveyard destruction. And he's going to be standing right with us, 720 pounds of the fabulous Freebirds, and talking about tomorrow afternoon, buddy, 2 p.m. Super Bowl Spectacular, right there in Orlando. The Freebirds are going everywhere. We're going to be in Ocala. We're going to be in Melbourne, and we're going to be whooping some heads anywhere we go. You can bet on that.
Well, I understand you'll also be in Miami on the 30th.
That's right. We're going to be in Miami on the 30th, and we got a special friend's going to be there. J.J. French from Twisted Sister, the big rock group with the hit We're Not Gonna Take It, and I want to rock, and I do rock and roll all day long. But J.J. French is going to be there in Miami on the 30th. I also understand that Hacksaw Butch Reed is going to be down there, so you know it's going to be a big thing, man.
Right, well, I'd like to thank you both very much. We also have a very special...
Yeah, Bam Bam had something he wanted to say to the people, and I'm sure everybody wants to hear what he's got to say. But people, rest assured of this, we're going to say goodbye to them Russians.
Well, let's go to this special VCR film with Bam Bam Gordy.
I can't wait to get to FLA. Everybody's been asking where Bam Bam's at. Well, Bam Bam's on his way. And I'm on my way to take care of a little business, and it don't matter where it's at. It don't matter if it's in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm sure there's going to be pandemonium there. It don't matter if it's in Miami, Florida. I'm sure when I get there, I'm sure my brothers are already causing a lot of pandemonium, but there's going to be a lot more when I get there. It don't matter. Hey, it don't matter if it's out in the Okefenokee swamps. I don't mind taking somebody out there in a boat and tying a rock to them and throwing them overboard. If that's what they want to do, if that's the way they want to take care of business there, then we can take care of business. Just it don't matter where it's at. Mark around Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa, anywhere in Florida. The Freebirds are going to be taking care of some business, and Bad Street's going to be there. And I'm sure everybody knows the story about Bad Street, man. We was born on Bad Street. We was brought up fighting right there on Bad Street, and we was the baddest people on the street because, man, we lived in the last house on the right. Just like it says in the song, I'd like to say hello to my brother, Buddy, and Mike. I'm looking forward to being there.
All right, this match, one fall, 10-minute time limit now. It'll be Mark and Jay Youngblood, the U.S. Tag Team Champions, going out against Paul Garner and Randy Barber. That's Garner going to the outside now, and it'll be Randy Barber moving out first against Mark Youngblood. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Florida heavyweight champion, Mr. B, Brian Blair, has joined us, and I know, of course, that you're particularly impressed with the Youngbloods.
I sure am, Gord. You know, they took those belts right from the Russians, just like they said they were going to do. And, you know, when Mark and Jay get out there, there's always a lot of action. They're brothers, and like they say, blood's thicker than water. What a tremendous chop. I heard that chop all the way here, Gord. You know, a lot of people use forearms, a lot of people use fists, and you got to use what you're best at. And I'll tell you what, these two guys have got chops, and I was looking at Mike Golden the other day, and he's got bruises all over his chest, all over his, just welts like I've never seen before from Mark and Jay Youngblood's chops. Tremendous shoulder smash. These guys are perpetual motion. Excellent suplex.
Jay Youngblood now with a side headlock, gets over, makes the tag with Mark Youngblood, and so Mark moves into the ring, and as Barber tried to set up Jay Youngblood, he found himself caught by Mark Youngblood. Mark coming off the ropes, down across the face of Randy Barber. And Garner started to move into the ring out of camera range, but was blocked by referee Bill Alfonso. Alfonso back in checking those shoulders. And as Brian said a moment ago, buddy, the Youngbloods are indeed perpetual motion.
Well, they are certainly wrestling champions. Since becoming the United States Tag Team Champions for the National Wrestling Alliance, these men have been fighting champions. They've been taking on all top contenders. Well, look at this move here. Going up for a flying head scissor with a right headlock on one man, both men down. This speaks for itself. The caliber of wrestlers you're seeing with these United States Heavyweight Tag Team Champions here. Just like he said, perpetual motion, always on the move, never giving his opponent a chance to get the upper hand. Going into the floor dance now, and this man is an exciting wrestler to watch.
No question about that. Garner off the ropes. Garner caught with a lariat. And again, the tag is made. Mark Youngblood moving in down across the body of Paul Garner. Jay Youngblood cuts him off at the pass. And so, a well-deserved, well-fought victory by Mark and Jay Youngblood.
You know, it takes more than hot air to attract a new truck buy. It takes price. And your Dave Brower GMC truck dealers have GMC full-size pickup trucks priced at $75.11. And GMC S15 long bed pickup trucks priced at $67.02. I mean, with prices like these, you can't keep a good truck down. See your Dave Brower GMC truck dealers today.
The Waterbed City Sweet Sale. It's style and selection and great sale prices. And special financing with no payments till April. You see, right now at Waterbed City, you can get a complete bedroom suite, including a king-size waterbed, matching dresser, mirror, and nightstand, all for one great low price. Complete suites start from only $4.99, and they're available in almost every style and price range you can imagine. The Waterbed City Suite Sale. It's the perfect way to get more for less.
Susie is thrifty. She can now buy more of this because she has that. Network One low-cost long-distance phone service saves money on every call, while husband Ken, a smart businessman, has this because he saves on that. Network One saves you money at the office and home on every long-distance call from your phone to any phone in the USA, with next-door voice quality at your fingertips. No connection charge or monthly maintenance fees. Call now.
She's captivating, talented, sexy. She's a tomboy. Her independence is about to collide with romance.
Careful, tomboy. You get all that grease wash stuff, you might discover you're a girl after all.
She's the one to prove it's not just a man's world anymore. Tomboy from Crown International Pictures. Rated R.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
That Brian Blair, of course, Mr. B, is working very closely with the Tampa Police Athletic League, the PAL, in coaching their wrestling team. And I understand now from Corporal Larry Seigal of the Tampa Police Department that PALs around the state are beginning to form wrestling teams, and apparently there's going to be a statewide tournament upcoming in the near future, and I certainly want to thank Brian personally for his...
Gentlemen, right here.
Well, the boss man has finally arrived.
I want to be a gentleman. Where's she pretty?
Buddy Colt.
The boss man is
The
here.
master of the ring, huh? The master of the ring? Well, I want all my dynasty to get together. This is the Pringle dynasty. Mr. Rick Rude, the missing link, the pretty young things. This is the Pringle dynasty. This is the man that I serve all over the world to get together. The best group of wrestlers in the world today are right here. The Pringle family has brought them in. Now, everything didn't go right. My right one, the airport didn't go right, and a few other things had to go right. But starting now, everything's going right, Mr. Gordon Soley. Everything's going right. If you are a champion, if you have a belt, you better watch out. Your days are numbered because your belts are going to be taken away. These are the new champions. These are the wrestlers of 1985. These are the champions of Florida. The missing link, Rick Rude, the pretty young things, the Pringle dynasty with my mother, my precious mother behind us all with her money and her wealth, and with our management, we're going to the top. Now, I want y'all to take the missing link back to the dressing room, get his tights on. Get his boots on. We fixing to show you people what the missing link can do and what my other men can do. Now, go get his boots. Go get him ready, because we're going to have a match here. We're going to have a match next. Oh, shut up! What do you mean?
Well, we've got the world champion Ric Flair. We've got the Southern champion. This will pass Whatley. We've got the Hollywood Clowns wrestling. We don't have...
That's the third time! What is wrong with this place around here? I just can't understand it. I brought my men in here to wrestle, and they're going to wrestle. I guarantee you, one of my men is going to wrestle today. I want to go back there and talk to the promoter, but you're going to see the Pringle dynasty, and you're going to see it today. Today!
We'll find out about that, but they certainly aren't scheduled to be competing here today. We were expecting his arrival. He has arrived, that's for sure, and that missing link is something else. But, well, I'll tell you what, we'll be back, and we'll see what happens later on. Championship Wrestling will be returning to Miami Beach in the Miami Beach Convention Center on Wednesday night, January 30th. Wednesday night, January 30th, a night of champions, a steel cage match. Hacksaw Butch Reed returns, and a host of others. We'll tell you more about that next week. This coming Wednesday night, Championship Wrestling will be held in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Musical Theater. Match time is 8 p.m. Advance tickets available, of course, at all Bass ticket locations. There will be a six-man Texas Tornado match with all 6 men in the ring at the same time. Dirty Dutch Mantell and the fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts, against Crusher Khrushchev, Big Jim Neidhart, and the Saint. In an I Quit match, it'll be Mr. B, Brian Blair, against Jesse Barr. Sweet Brown Sugar and Pistol Pez Whatley take on the Pretty Young Things. It'll be Scott McGhee against Rick Rude. In a handicap match, it'll be the Missing Link against Mike Golden. Rocky King takes on King Cobra. All of this action takes place on Wednesday night in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Musical Theater. Let's hear these comments now from Mr. Jesse Barr regarding an I Quit match.
Brian Blair, you come out here week after week at a Lion. You never beat me. You stole my belt that you're wearing around the waist. But now I finally got my match, an I Quit match. That means I can do anything I want, but I'm going to make you scream. I want everybody in the state of Florida to hear you say, I scream, Mr. Barr, I scream, I give up. And that's just what'll happen.
Well, Mr. Blair's heard the comments.
Well, I sure did, Gordon. And, you know, first off, I'd like to say I'm proud to represent the state of Florida with this belt, because this belt represents the people, Jesse Barr. This isn't your belt. This is the people of Florida's belt. But I'm going to put the belt aside right now, Jesse Barr. And we're talking about your match, an I Quit match. You're going to make me say I quit. And I want you people to remember that, because first off, I want to thank you for supporting me last time I was in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Music Theater. But Jesse Barr, you know, there's no pinfalls. You can try to pin me if you want. You can do whatever you want. And they're going to stick that microphone up in my face, and they're going to stick that microphone up in your face, and somebody's got to say, I quit. And you're supposed to be a specialist at this match. But we're going to find out, Jesse Barr, because I promise you one thing. I'm not going to quit.
Thank you so very much. Mr. B, Brian Blair, you'll see him this coming Wednesday night, January 23rd, in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Musical Theater. Let's hear what the Cuban Connection has to say.
Michael Hayes, Dutch Mantell, Buddy Roberts. Everybody knows that next week we're in the Miami Convention Center. But you want to know what's funny? This week we're at the Sunrise in a Texas tornado match, and these people think that they're going to do a number on us. They're from Bad Street. Well, Michael Hayes, you know what Bad Street's like in Moscow, Russia? It makes your Bad Street look like a playground. So when me and my comrades get together, we're going to make it so you never even make it to the Miami Beach Convention Center. And that means all of you. In Fort Lauderdale, uno de ellos no va a estar en Miami, y tú vas a ver que nosotros sí somos número uno. Russia y los cubanos son número uno. Y recuerde de eso, Freebirds.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, I've got the fabulous Freebirds with me right now. I'm referring to Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts, and gentlemen, you've heard all the comments.
Well, you know something, Gordon? I'm not going to sit out here and rehash what happened last week at Sunrise. Everybody knows, especially me, and especially this head of mine. But like I said before, I don't really worry about getting my head busted open, because when we used to go for chicken at the table, you'd get your head busted open just to get the last piece. This ain't gonna be my last piece of you, because that's right, they're talking about making it to Miami. Well, you're gonna have to get through Sunrise, and all six in the ring, buddy, and Dutch Mantell by my side. We're talking about Texas tornado. We were born in a tornado.
Hey, you know what? What a tornado can do? That's exactly what's gonna happen in Miami. And I'll tell you, the sun's gonna set. Ha, 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 ha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, I want to get a brief comment, if we can, from Dutch Mantell.
I just want to tell Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts, I'm going to be right beside you boys. We've got a score to settle, and there's only one way to settle anything. Let's get in there and do it, and we're going to do it right there in Sunrise.
My dandruff shampoo is good.
Maybe you should try something else. My dandruff shampoo really works.
Maybe you should try something else, like Selsun Blue.
Doctors and pharmacists recommend Selsun Blue more than all other leading brands combined. It's #1.
What that means to you is no leading brand gets rid of dandruff better than Selsun Blue. Ask your doctor or pharmacist, or try it yourself.
That's all the proof you'll need. Selsun Blue. It's #1.
From the first preseason kickoff to Super Bowl 19, you're a part of it all. Miami Dolphins football and WCIX Channel 6. We brought you the gridiron action with play-by-play telecasts of the Dolphins preseason games. And now we're heading west. Channel 6 sports director Andy Leopold reports from Super Bowl 19 in Palo Alto with inside looks at the players, the coaches, and the excitement that leads to the season's finale. 6 at the Super Bowl. Be a part of it all this week on the 10 o'clock news.
An empty crib, testimony to the tragedy called SIDS, the sudden infant death syndrome.
The National SIDS Foundation helps families through this time of crisis. Call toll-free 1-800-221-SIDS for a counselor near you.
We have a match in the ring waiting for
Okay, we're waiting now for the arrival of the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair. Flair will be competing. One fall, 10-minute time limit, a rare opportunity to see this man in action in a non-title event, and it is Ric Flair.
I always like... I've always been considered the most fashionable athlete in the world today. So because I'm the world champion, and because I'm standing here with one of the greatest wrestlers alive today, Mr. Jesse Barr, I thought that I'd do something a little special for all the wrestling fans in the state of Florida, and that's wrestle on your program today. Now, I feel sorry for this young gentleman because today I really feel like making an example of somebody. Gordon, you're looking as classy as ever, brother.
Well, thank you so very much. Ric Flair, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, going toward the ring at this time. This match is, of course, one fall with a 10-minute time limit, and Flair, resplendent with the very, very costly robes that he wears to the ring.
Doesn't Ric Flair show class in everything he does? Have you ever seen a person with more class than Ric Flair?
That's the voice of Jesse Barr, of course, the former Florida heavyweight champion and a close personal friend of Mr. Flair's. Flair removing that robe, and of course you'll be able to get a...
They used to call me the greatest, and now they're redefining the word because just how great can one athlete be, huh?
I don't know if they could hear the... There's the $10,000 gold and diamond encrusted NWA World Heavyweight Championship belt.
There's a trophy that every man in professional wrestling dreams of having, but only few of us will be able to acquire.
You see, us is a rather all-inclusive phrase, Mr. Barr. Hip lock takedown, a quick head scissors by Jack Hart, but Flair breaks it, and Hart again goes for the head scissors. Flair away from it once again.
Look at the speed of the world champion here. Look at the fantastic speed of Ric Flair.
Good drop toe hold by Ric Flair, and he keeps the ride going as Hart tries to sit out and escape.
Ride all day long.
You know, it's very easy to see why Ric Flair is the world's heavyweight champion. He's always in control. Right here, Jack Hart was able to pull a reverse hold and come up with a hammerlock. But I would say, when knowing Ric Flair, this won't be for long. Ric Flair, of course, being the world heavyweight champion, the NWA champion, recognized throughout the world, the largest and oldest governing body of
Did you see that? He accused Ric Flair of pulling his hair. Now, that everybody knows that he didn't pull his hair.
Well, the champion...
That's quite an accusation to say that the world champion would pull your hair.
Well, Mr. Barr, there have been allegations made at knee driven to the midsection of Hart and the top of the throat. Puts Hart back to the canvas, and Flair very much in control of the situation at this point in time.
Look at every move that he does is counted out for. He makes no unnecessary moves. Every move he makes means something to the match.
Series of forearms, and Flair somewhat upset with the referee. Hip toss by the world champion Ric Flair. And Hart fires to the midsection.
Look at that other guy throw a fit.
Flair now with a front chancery on Jack Hart, has him back to the canvas. Now underhooks the arm and hooks the far leg. Reverse Nelson, and let's see if he's going to try and exact a pinfall. Hart able to slip away from it.
Not completely away.
see Ric Flair just putting that pressure on this front chancery. This takes a lot out of the body. That's really twisting that neck, putting a big cramp in that breathing.
Back to the side, headlock. Hart fires him off. Flair gets him a good shoulder smash coming off the ropes. It's Blair charging in front with a high hip toss by Jack Hart. Hart goes in for a beautiful drop kick. And Flair hits the canvas, and Flair. And so Mr. Hart, caught by Flair as he charged in, just a bit recklessly, perhaps.
Oh, did you see Dutch Mantell get all hot and worried when I talked about somebody that is much better than him coming in here as my friend with a bullwhip? Huh? He looked awful nervous to me. But he's going to have to pay for putting his hands on my face like he did.
Jack Hart back to the canvas once again, and Flair very definitely in control of the situation here now.
Punish him a little more, Rick. Punish him a little more. Teach him.
And it's Hart with a forearm to the side of the jaw, but Flair retaliates. Hart retaliates, and Flair now firing to the midsection and chop into the throat. Another chop and another. And Hart has got to be rocking and reeling here.
See, all done completely legal.
High vertical suplex by the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Now, that's it. He says, now we go to school. Now he's going to teach him exactly what wrestling is all about.
And it's Flair to the spinning toe hold, from the spinning toe hold into the Eddie Graham figure 4 leg lock.
He better give that up pretty quick before his leg is completely broken. That's it. Punish him, Rick.
That was a submission hold. The figure 4 leg lock submitted by Ric
Have you
Flair.
ever seen a tremendous athlete like Ric Flair work so good in a match? And that guy did absolutely not one counter against him. He had complete control of that match. And then had to teach him his little lesson.
Guys like myself and the great Jesse Barr always rise above all the rest. Because above anything else in the world today, we are men. Men know how to compete at a championship level. Woo, and we don't do bad. We the ladies do the right thing, Jess.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Daddy.
All right, I think that's enough, and we'll be back in just a moment. Championship Wrestling will return to Miami Beach in the Miami Beach Convention Center on Wednesday night, January 30th. That's Wednesday night, January 30th, a night of champions. Hacksaw Butch Reed returns. There'll be a steel cage match and a host of other great events. Now then, let's talk about wrestling this coming Wednesday night, January 23rd in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Musical Theater. Match time is 8 p.m. In a 6-man Texas Tornado match with all 6 men in the ring at the same time, Dirty Dutch Mantell and the fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts, take on Crusher Khrushchev, Big Jim Neidhart, and the Saint. In an I Quit match, it'll be Mr. B, Brian Blair, against Jesse Barr. Sweet Brown Sugar and Pistol Pez Whatley take on the Pretty Young Things. Scott McGhee goes up against Rick Rude. In a handicap match, it'll be the Missing Link against Mike Golden and one other opponent to be named at ringside. And Rocky King takes on King Cobra. All of this action takes place Wednesday night, January 23rd in Fort Lauderdale Sunrise Musical Theater.
During the gigantic sale this Super Bowl weekend, Gigantic Kelly Chevrolet's got the credit counselors just waiting for you to pick up the phone. Give us a call at 457-8500. Remember, $49 is all you need to take delivery of any one of hundreds of new and used cars and trucks in stock. Take a look at a 1982 Chevy Malibu. It's a beautiful little family car, only $5,288. Now you want to talk about a great buy. A 1979 Ford Fairmont station wagon, cassette tape deck, power steering, air conditioning, you name it, only $1,988. One place, Kelly Chevrolet.
What makes Florida Gold Orange Juice so naturally sweet?
100% Valencia.
Nature's sweetest juice orange.
Florida Gold Orange Juice.
The difference is
100% Valencia.
Florida Gold Orange Juice is made only from 100% pure Valencia, nature's sweetest juice orange. That's where Florida Gold gets its naturally sweet taste.
Naturally sweet is Florida Gold. Florida Gold. 100% Valencia.
Time now for our Missing Children's Bulletin. This week, we have two 17-year-olds that we're concerned about. This is Ritza Yoconda Romero. She is 17 years old, 5'6". She was last seen September 13th in Orlando, Florida. She may be in the vicinity of Waukegan, Illinois, or Chicago, Illinois. Anyone having any information, please call in Florida, 1-800-342-0821. Outside of Florida, 1-904-488-5221. Our second missing person is Michael Francis Rosenberg. He is also 17. He is 6 feet tall, weighs 145 pounds. He was last seen September 13th, 1984, in Merritt Island, Florida. He may be driving a 1972 brown Chevrolet. Anyone having any information, please contact 1-800-342-0821. Now let's go to the ring. Pistol Pez Whatley, the Southern heavyweight champion, getting set to move out against Mike Golden. One fall with a 10-minute time limit. Waiting now for the bell. There's the bell. I mentioned that Billy DeMoya of the Rockefellers out of Fort Lauderdale sent us an interesting card saying that they were hoping that 85 would be the year for Brian Blair, and it is indeed so far, because Brian Blair, of course, doesn't have the Florida Heavyweight Championship. Good move by Pistol Pez Whatley, the Southern Heavyweight Champion. A full body slam back into a side headlock. Whatley, hip lock takedown on Mike Golden. One fall, 10-minute time limit.
Well, the Pistol Pez Whatley just grinding in with his side headlock. I'm sure that he is not underestimating the ability of Mike Golden. Mike Golden's been around for some time. You can look at the physical development of this man. He's quite impressive. Right now, it's going to be up to Mike Golden to come out, and, well, he looks like he forced him into the ropes. Down goes Mike Golden. And Pistol Pez Whatley looks like he's going back to that side headlock, the headlock takedown, and once again, laying there with the upper weight of his body across the chest of Mike Golden. Mike Golden rolling him over, trying for a pin, but not yet, not yet. Right now, Pistol Pez Whatley is still at 100%.
Certainly no question about that. Whatley, as we've said before, out of the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. And, well, I see that Mr. Rick Rude and the boss man have arrived on the scene.
I've been listening to what you people had to talk about, and it sounds like it's real boring stuff. Gordon, we've run into each other before, haven't we? Why don't you tell these people about something they might want to hear about? Why don't you tell them about the world professional arm wrestling champion? Why don't you tell them about some of my accomplishments? And why don't, Gordon, I'm going to give these people a treat right now. I'm going to let them take a look at a real athlete. I'm going to let them see what's going on the west side.
Well, indeed, Mr. Rick Rude.
Hello, boss man.
Well, the boss man is here at...
Why is this pistol man out there wrestling him when he should be, if he's a champion and a true champion, how come he isn't wrestling one of my men? That's what I want to know.
Well, first of all, sir, these matches have to be signed, contracts have to be signed ahead of time. We can't wait till the last minute to...
Well, I talked to the promoter, and I think we're going to get Missing Link on TV today, except he's going to be wrestling two men. I want to show these people just how tough this man is.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I want him to wrestle two men. He don't need to be wrestling one man. One man, he don't even need to go to the ring to wrestle one man. Two men at least. And as far as I'm concerned, I've talked to the promoter, and everywhere he goes in the state of Florida, if it can be worked out, he's going to wrestle two men.
Wait a second, we've got something going on here. Pistol Pez Whatley moving outside the ring. And,
What is all this?
well, I'll tell you what.
You and me can do our thing together. I just want you to know that right. No, I want you to know that I want your brain. Brother, you look like you're having a hard enough time in there. This is uncalled for. If he's supposed to be a wrestler, he needs to be in the ring, not on the floor talking. My men don't do that.
Pistol Pez Whatley moving back in, and Mike Golden taking advantage of this. Golden exploding with a series of forearms across the back. And Pistol Pez Whatley could be in trouble. That could have been a dangerous mistake going outside the ring.
Well, their Pistol Pez Whatley was able to reverse that, come back with a big high back drop and a drop kick, and down goes Mike Golden. Pistol Pez Whatley was able to turn the tide on that very quickly.
Pistol Pez Whatley retaliating now on Mike Golden, and it is Golden catching an elbow across the top of the skull. Gut wrench solves those
Oh,
five.
he does know how to do one hold, don't he? He does know one hold. All I've seen him do is punch.
Words from Mr. Percy Pringle, and meanwhile,
You know,
Mr. Rick
the
Rude.
people are going to be surprised. The people of Florida are in for a big surprise because the time has come. The time has come for the dynasty to arrive. My mother's at the top. We're here with all the wrestlers, the best professional wrestlers in the world today. As you can see, my man Rick Rude walking around the ring. He can't even tie the shoelaces on any of my men. Look at that, look.
Beautiful lariat by,
Well.
he got the pinfall. He got the pinfall, so pistol
Why
past
don't you
Whatley.
wrestle somebody? Why don't you
Southern
wrestle a
heavyweight
wrestler?
champion.
Why don't you get in the ring with one of my men? Not with no jabroni. Why don't you wrestle one of my men?
I'm gonna tell you what, boss man. It seems like you've been out here doing a whole lot of talking and not enough walking. And I'm gonna tell you what. If you figure that you or any of the men that you got under contract can whoop me, I will be out there in the middle of that ring waiting. I don't make up the schedule. The distinguished NWA does, and I'll meet any opponent that they got, including you. And I'll tell you what, baby.
I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a wrestler.
I'm going to tell you what. If you do anything in the world, I want you to do this. Call your mama.
You better call your mammy, and you better tell your mammy to get your insurance paid up because you're going to need some insurance.
We'll be back.
This is
We'll
the man
be-
of the champion.
We'll be back. We'll be back in just a
The
moment.
man of the hour. First entrance.
You could be a winner in the $100,000 Star Search 85 Home Viewer Sweepstakes. Match the judges' choices for the grand champions in the Star Search finals, and you could be the winner of $1,000, $5,000, or $50,000 in the $100,000 Home Viewer Sweepstakes. Get the champions. Share the glamour. Share the glory. Share the fortune. Be a winner in the Star Search 85 $100,000 Home Viewer Sweepstakes. For further entry details, stay tuned to Star Search 85.
H&R Block found Mike Monacle a tax refund of $394.
I couldn't have done it without you.
H&R Block found Tracy Daniel $513.
And I couldn't have done it without you.
Now, we can't promise everyone this, but in a recent survey of customers who got refunds, 3 out of 4 believe they got bigger refunds than if they did their own taxes. 3 out of 4.
I couldn't have done it without you.
H&R Block, where more Americans find a bigger refund.
What can we find for you?
It takes more than hot air to get a sale this big off the ground. It takes price. And during the 85 kickoff sale, your Dade Brower GMC truck dealers are selling GMC wide-side half-tons for under $75.11. And GMC S15 long bed pickup trucks for under $67.02. Under $67.02. I mean, with prices like these, you can't keep a good truck down. The 85 kickoff sale at your Dade Brower GMC truck dealers.
With all the imitators of the round ice cream sandwich, would you believe that in 1953 that we at Carvel invented and patented the round flying saucer ice cream sandwich? You see here are deluxe flying saucers. Comes with nuts and crunch and chocolate chips or dips. Now, with 2 packs of these in your home freezer, your home freezer practically becomes a multiple flavor Carvel ice cream store. Try them, folks. You'll like them.
Waiting now for the arrival of the Hollywood Blondes, and they'll be going up against Tony D'Amato and Mr. Warner. Paul Warner and Tony D'Amato. And wait a second.
There'll be no Hollywood Blondes. There'll be no Hollywood Blondes because I just paid them off. I just gave them a pretty penny, and they're going to the airport. I told you I was going to have one of my men here today, and I want you to watch. Take note, because the time has come. The Pringles and the Dynasty are in Florida.
Well, apparently it is indeed going to be the missing link. And so the missing link moving into the ring. And apparently taking on 2 men then, because nobody's with Pringles except the missing link.
Well, let me tell you something, Gordon. I've been around professional wrestling over 20 years. I've traveled around the world. I have never seen a more awesome-looking individual than the Missing Link. This man looks like he has muscle piled on top of muscle. There's not an ounce of body fat on him.
Warner and D'Amato charged in, and the Missing Link dispatched them in quick order. And D'Amato now being smashed into that far turnbuckle. And
we searched all over the world. My computer bank are full of information of wrestlers all over the world, and this man right here has came out on top. In every survey we've made, this man is on top. You're going to see things from this man, Gordon, that you've never seen from any professional wrestler that's ever entered this ring. So I want you to watch, take note, because we're going all over Florida starting today.
Well, fair warning from the boss man, Percy Pringle, and his D'Amato hurdled outside the ring. And
Oh, he's coming back in the ring with a chair now. Well, he's using it on himself, not even his opponent.
Smashed the chair and then headbutted Mr. Warner, drove him to the canvas. And, well, I'll tell you, he's a weird, strange, but as his buddy said, an awesome individual.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm impressed. This man is tough and rugged. It doesn't look like anybody will be able to hurt this man.
Count of three, it is all over. D'Amato outside the ring. And I don't know about this man Pringle. I really don't.
Well, it seems like Percy Pringle has a lot to say, but apparently his men can back up what he says.
Well, that was certainly proven to be a fact just now as the Missing Link demolished two individuals in short order in a special handicap.
This is only a sample, a little taste of what's to come.
Well, I just hope they're able to keep this man under control because he appears to be indeed a dangerous adversary and strange, I think, is the best word I can put for it.
When he just walked by the desk, I noticed that he had lacerated his own forehead, beating himself in the head with a chair, and it didn't faze him. Seemed like he liked this. How do you stop a man like this?
I don't know. He apparently is impervious to pain, and here you see him as he's was beating his head and then suddenly used his head as a battering ram, catching Warner, dropping him to the canvas, and you see once again as he continues to beat himself on the head with that chair, but it has little or no effect upon him whatsoever. In fact, the chair is getting the worst of that one. As you can see, it split in half, and so the Missing Link in a special handicap match. And, of course, you heard the boss man say that the Missing Link will be wrestling two opponents no matter where he goes, and that's a most interesting observation. Overconfident, I think.
Well, you know, normally in a handicap match, one man's going to be on the apron. He took both of these men on head on, and he didn't even break a sweat. This man is very dangerous.
He is indeed, and so the boss man has made his presence felt in a hurry with a pretty young thing and Rick Rude and the Missing Link. Don't forget the return of Wild Bill Irwin in the near future, and until next week, speaking on behalf of Buddy Colt, this will be Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.
If you're looking for excitement, action, or maybe a little comedy mixed in for fun, Channel 6 has it all on the Saturday 1 o'clock movie.